This is what we talked about. I thought they'd win. But Aaron Rodgers, third straight year, not only lost at home, lost as a favorite, and was outplayed in the fourth quarter at Lambeau. Look at the numbers. Not good. Mahomes isn't getting outplayed. Burrow not getting outplayed. Josh Allen, they're not getting outplayed at home 3 years in a row. This is what he now is. 1 year can be an aberration. 2, not sure. 3 is reality. He has been outplayed by Jared Goff, by an old Brady, by Jimmy Garoppolo. 3 straight years, fourth quarter at home. Add to the fact Green Bay's been walking on eggshells for years. Add to the fact this organization moved up to see if Jordan Love could be their future. Look at the box score last night. Green Bay had 17 first downs. Jordan Love can do that. Green Bay was 4 for 12 on third down. Jordan Love can do that. They averaged 5 yards a play. Detroit averaged more. And Detroit's defense is terrible. Jordan Love can do that. Aaron finished 15th in passer rating. He's not close to Mahomes or Josh Allen as a talent. He's not nearly as big and strong as Herbert. He's not even in the same galaxy right now as Joe Burrow situationally. It's time for a grown-up conversation. Always talking about manifesting this, and he's out there, man. He's out there. And he's not committed in the offseason anymore. Mahomes is, Burrow is, Herbert is. He's now 39, and it feels like the team is second in the offseason. It's time for the grown-up talk. I mean, folks, I'm looking at his numbers last night. He got outplayed by Jared Goff, 17 of 27, 200 yards, a TD, and a pick. Jordan Love can do that. It doesn't cost you anything. The best 2 drives of the night for a quarterback, Jared Goff, who can struggle in cold weather. The best 2 drives of the night were Jared Goff's at the end of that game with brilliant offensive coordinator Ben Johnson. Fourth quarter, Goff had a 13-play drive, 8-minute touchdown, 8-play drive, gobbled up clock, 3.5 minutes. You know what Aaron did in the fourth? Had an awful pick. Oh, he had another one, but that was called back due to a Detroit penalty. That was a bad pick. That was a pick that if Jordan Love had in his first year starting late in the game, you'd get, well, he's a kid. This whole thing about dead cap. Oh, what will the Packers do with the dead cap? Well, they're not paying Jordan Love anything. So it's not nearly as punitive. And I went and looked it up this morning. Here I've got the dead cap situation. Absolutely, Green Bay can navigate it. Now, they won't get the draft picks if they move Aaron this year in this draft, but they'd get him in next draft. You have to move him after the draft. You can move him anytime in the summer. Every bit of that dead cap situation, you can navigate. That's what the league does. People manipulate the salary cap. They've been doing it for years, the smart teams. But I tend to be a believer. I always have. Rip the Band-Aid off. Give me the bad news. Let's go. Let's not sit around, everybody teeth clenched, walking on eggshells. It's an unhealthy relationship. And here's the other thing, is that Green Bay's roster is very good. They've got about 2-3 needs. They could use another edge rusher. But what they need is another receiver and another tight end. And if you look at mock drafts, that's what they're going to do. They're going to go get a receiver in the first 2 rounds and a tight end in the first 2 to 3 rounds. Well, Aaron doesn't really want to work with them in the offseason. Burrow would, Mahomes would, Allen would, Herbert would, Trevor Lawrence would. Aaron doesn't want to. So they don't have many needs. I mean, they really don't. This is a really good football roster. They moved into the offensive line last year. They'll probably go get another tackle in the 4th, 5th, 6th round probably. But they need another receiver. It can't just be Christian Watson, Allen Lazard, and cross your fingers. And they need another tight end. Those guys have to work with a quarterback, OTAs, summer. Aaron's not committed to that. So you're going to be back in the same place. And by the way, San Francisco's getting better. Philadelphia is getting better. Kansas City, Cincinnati, Buffalo. These teams are getting better. Jacksonville. The league's pulling away. I don't think Green Bay and Aaron are on the same timeline. This is not an anti-Aaron rant. I was the first guy 8 years ago that said, I don't like his body language. I think he's selfish. I think he's a bailer, not a baller. He's not good in fourth quarters. He's not good trailing. But that's not the issue today. The issue is timeline. Dak finished the regular season tied with Davis Mills of the Houston Texans for the most picks in the league, 15, despite only starting 12 games. And this was, of course, very predictable. Once you pay an average quarterback, that average quarterback gets less support. Kirk Cousins, Dak, I've always said, it's the same guy, slightly above average, can't carry a team to a win, needs a lot of help. Mahomes, it doesn't matter. He lost Tyreek Hill, doesn't matter. Best offense in the league. Dak, it does. Dak is not an A. Dak has never been an A. He wasn't a college A. He wasn't a high school A. He's not an NFL A. He's not the most talented quarterback, in my opinion, in his own division. Mahomes is the best quarterback in the world. So you can pay him whatever the market bears. But when I heard all the media and the fanboys rush out to, he deserves it. It's not a deserve league. It's not a deserve league. He's not a $45 million quarterback. He threw 3 more picks this year than Patrick Mahomes on 250 fewer throws and a better run game. So he had more support in the run game. But, again, it was just this 2-3 year deal where Dak deserves the big money. You pay him $45 million, and there's a formula in which Dak has to play to win. And that formula is the run game is really strong, and he becomes a complementary piece. I had this same rant a week ago. Well, the run game yesterday averaged 2.4 yards a pop. What does that mean? Dak has to throw over 35 times. What does that mean in Dak's career? He loses. Yesterday, he was awfully at a 46 passer rating. But again, I never get too worked up. Dak's certainly good enough to win a playoff game. But when you overpay for a slightly above average quarterback, that quarterback gets exposed. Been on this for years. Let's get out of they deserve it. Pro sports, the NFL, is a hard cap. Pay big money very infrequently. You pay it for Allen or Mahomes or Burrow when you see otherworldly talent. But the Kirk Cousins, the Daks, the Garoppolos, you got to get a team-friendly deal. And right now, Dallas is exactly, I hate to do I told you, but we've been saying this for years. There's a formula. If you have a formula in which your quarterback has to play to win, then you've got a B quarterback. They're trapped with it. This is what they are. I think the Brady game is fascinating because Dallas this year has been a team that loses a game, wins 2 or 3 straight. Loses a game, wins 3 or 4 straight. If you look at the season so far, Dallas should win this game. They've had setbacks. They always come roaring back. And Dallas does more things well than Tampa does. Tampa can't run the ball at all. Dallas has these weeks they can't run the football. My guess is, though, Dallas does run the football against Tampa. Dak can throw it 33 times. Brady will have to throw it 51, and that usually is not good news for an older quarterback, which Brady certainly is. Again, Dallas is pretty good off a loss. They're pretty good off a loss. Let's not overreact, but let's bring expectations down. If you look at the favorites for the Super Bowl, it's a Mahomes team and a Josh Allen team and a Joe Burrow team. There's a reason for it. Trevor Lawrence just won his division. Herbert pulled his franchise in. You look at the Eagles now without Jalen Hurts and with Jalen Hurts. It's a different football team. Lower expectations equals more happiness as a Cowboy fan. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.